Okay, back with more Tomb Raider 2013. It's been a while since last episode, so I'm probably gonna need to take a while to get my sea legs back here. Remember my buttons, aiming, Tomb Raider vision, jumping, scrambling. The camera's janky. I was noticing this in the VOD as I was catching myself up on what I'm doing. Is there an option for this? Might not be. Not a huge problem, but...
Sam, I'm here. Lara.
Alex will be sorry he missed out on this.
Yeah. Where is Alex?
Heading over to the Endurance to grab some tools for Reyes.
Jonah, give the hoist a try.
This has got to be our best chance, right?
We've got to try.
I'm glad you decided to join us, Lara.
What can I do to help?
Help Jonah.
We'd be able to lift him more smoothly with some kind of block and tackle.
There's like a weird, I think it's an intentional shaky cam effect. I don't think I've ever noticed it in this game before, but I can't unsee it now. It's driving me insane.
I'll check it out.
Be careful, Lara.
It's also when you're like playing normally. Yeah, you see how it like kind of...
I'm gonna see if I can get this gun working.
All right. I'll dismantle the setup and get the engine ready for the block and tackle.
Anything I can do?
Just stay out of the way.
Is it because of me, my injured leg? Is that what we're trying to do?
But yeah, they'll work.
Hopefully we won't need to use them. Sam, be careful there.
Hey, Lara's not the only one who can... Shit!
Watch it, Sam!
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Good try,
Hey,
Sam.
Hey, it's all right. Just take it easy.
And don't touch anything.
Yeah, it's like just like a wobbly camera. It's really weird. Shit, I meant to open that. Scramble off the ledge. Hey, remember to press X.
Who the fuck up? Sounds like they got guns.
I don't know. What do you think?
Radio's been dead for hours. We're cut off, brother. What the hell are we gonna do?
God damn it. Shut up for a second. Let me think. Something's going on. You saw the smoke coming from the mountain.
Yeah, but that could mean anything.
Go in at night.
Wait,
Huh?
Okay. Whoa. Not the right button. My brain's starting to get used to the like wobble camera. And it's starting to tune it out, but I must have played some other 3D action game recently where the camera didn't do that, and so it's like really standing out to me. Thank you, conveyance bird shit.
There it is.
do you want from me? Oh, okay. Cool. That's why there's conveyance paint on there.
Shit! This thing's falling apart. Let's get out of here.
Stay where you are. It might be them. Need backup!
She kills so many people in this game. That's nice. You can see Jonah up there. Yeah, it's like when you're running, like... Do you see how the camera, like, tilts up and then tilts down? That's so fucking strange. I don't know what's causing that. Let me Google it really quick just to see if it's not something that's, like, a known issue. Come on, stand next to it. Tomb Raider 2013 wobbly camera. The camera shake always this bad?
Thanks.
It was always that bad.
What's wrong?
Alex should have been back by now.
Rise and Shadow have a reduced camera shake option, but not Tomb Raider 2013.
Stalker Whitman. Jonah, help!
Supposed to remind you of Lara's unsure footing.
How many are there?
I don't know.
Are you hurt?
I couldn't see anyone.
Must have scared them off. Feel like I've run for miles.
And you've barely broken a sweat.
Must be fitter than I thought.
You could have led them straight to us.
You have to mod it to get rid of it. Okay.
That's not how it was, Lara. They caught me while you were getting Sam.
What the hell's this about?
They said it was the only way they'd let you and the others live. I tried to warn you.
Dude sucks.
We don't have time for this. Look, I don't know what the problem is between the two of you, and to tell you the truth, I don't much care.
I was only hoping.
Look, another word, and I swear to God, I'll start smashing that expensive dentistry of yours.
Stop.
Expensive
Fight amongst
dentistry.
ourselves, then we lose.
You're right. Which is why this is not happening, okay?
I'm going after Alex. Where were the tools?
The engine room. Look, he can take care of himself, Lara.
Good. Then we'll be back soon.
I saw a thing on social media recently that suggested that they were definitely intending to write the story so that Lara would get paired with Sam, and then somebody at Square Enix or something panicked and
Lara,
made them
wait.
cut it. Like, they had written it and everything, and they had to change it.
Here, take this bow. I've been saving it for you ever since I found it.
Oh, thanks, man.
It's powerful. Can shoot an arrow into almost anything.
Thank you, Jonah.
Okay, compound bow. Keep all previous upgrades intact. Alright, so now I should be able to get tier 3 skills. I have to take something to unlock it initially, though. So I can take that, it's fine. Specialist skill tier unlocked. Most powerful skills available. Okay. So we wanted the weaponry upgrades, I think. Headshot reticle. Everything's close range. Okay. Oh, upgrades. Napalm arrows. Cool. Shotgun's fully upgraded, rifle's fully upgraded. Not really using the handgun.
Find something to take your mind off things.
An old copy of Robinson Crusoe.
Well, that's convenient.
Cruel irony.
A little bit.
He eventually escapes the island. Let's take that as a good sign.
Lara, I hope you understand. Up at the palace, there was nothing I could do.
So you said.
Well, yes. No time to talk. I'd like to record everything I've seen here. So
No
much
time
Lara,
to talk,
the
huh?
Endurance Beach on the other side of those cliffs. You can probably use that new bow to make your way there. Maybe on those rocks across from the dock.
Rocks across from the dock. God, the camera shake is so noticeable. Somebody mentioned they added a graphics option that maybe lets me turn it off. Let's see. Screen effects. Nope, that's something else. It's like every third step she takes, the camera wobbles. It's such a weird choice. So we need to install like Nexus mods to turn it off. Compound bow.
Okay, Reyes, I'm getting close to the Endurance. What do you need exactly?
Alex, we were getting worried.
Go back in time and stop yourself from noticing it, yeah.
I can't fix this boat without them.
All right.
Curse of knowledge,
Lara is
for
heading
sure.
away. You should wait for her.
Lara. No, I got this. I'm heading in. Going radio silent.
Alex, what are you doing?
It's like a different kinds of arrows thing here. Is that how that works? No. Like a different button when you're firing, you mean? Okay, try next time.
So what'd they say? What's going on up there?
Someone busted out all the prisoners. Killed anyone in their way.
Need help here!
Maybe they make the effect more severe after she injures her leg or something. That's what we wanted.
Singed around the edges. What happened to your owner? There's a name on the tag. Millie.
That should do it. What the hell are we gonna tell the enforcers? Don't worry about it. We'll say he lost it. Jumped to his death. You shot him. Huh? Help!
I'd really like to have two guards talking to each other so you can stealth one of them.
This was used by scribes of the Chinese. A small engraving indicates that this was the possession of an imperial ambassador.
Yep, that's totally what I wanted to do. Oh, at the same level, doesn't like become more extreme as the story progresses. Gotcha. It looks a little bit too much like an error, I think. Like, I appreciate them trying to go for something to create a specific tone, right? But
Where have all the children gone? Another name carved faintly into the wood. Coco.
there are Andes everywhere for those with eyes to see. Kind of an inspired idea. A subtle thing.
This was part of the research facility. Were they sent here to investigate the storms?
It's wild to me that, like,
Power's still on.
basically 100% of the tombs to raid are optional.
water.
That's cute. Okay. Only helps you temporarily. Okay. Then in theory, I should be able to, like, pull the boat places, right? That's what I was actually trying to do, not pull that thing down. Supposed to be something else I can grab onto here. I feel like I'm gonna jump in the water and die if I just pull this and then run for it. Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna die. There we go. Sorry, Lara. See, I can like grab onto something back through in here. Okay. So... maybe I can run and fit back through there. Go, 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 go! Nope. Wow, that looks like that should be makeable, though. Hmm. What else they would possibly want in here? See if 2-meter vision reveals anything else is particularly interesting here. Don't think it's just a matter of like pulling it from as far to the corner as possible. I mean, that could be it. It seems weird if it was. We would make that as far away as possible so there's no question that this is not what they intend for you to do, right? Okay. Must be a reason for shooting that. I think it's that we have to go and pull the boat from here. Okay, I think I get it. That wasn't doable immediately because you have to burn the tie first, I understand. That we can probably make it across. How is being back here in any way helpful? Okay, I think I understand. It's kind of a cool puzzle. It is, in fact, what I think they're telling me to do here. Is that not it? Is it not get the electric thing to land on top of the little boat? Try it again. I like that. It's a good puzzle solution. These tombs are all like one puzzle complexity layer higher than I would expect from this kind of AAA game. They're not like hard, but
From an ancient tomb. What were they looking for?
yeah, I agree. Hey, Leon, how you doing? Tomb raided. Part of the UI seem to have been off screen there. That's weird. Hold on, make sure there's not like a fucked up. No, I don't see any issues. Just make sure that's not the issue. Right. Map updated. I'm back on it. Do you think it's clever to be like, okay, we already have the rope arrows and we already have the climbing walls, so rather than invent a new kind of thing, we're just going to invent a new relationship between those things, right?
The Sun Queen grows old. Soon she will choose her successor. I fear it will be me. I am now her favorite.
I'm not going to let these play out in their entirety. They're not interesting enough to have that much voice acting. Okay.
The Endurance. They're tearing it apart.
Okay. Thank you, bird shit. Do you have a way to deal with that specific? I thought you had to like pull it down.
That should do it. All right, try now. This is a waste of time. How many generators is this? What the hell are they using them? Doesn't matter. They put in the orders, we fill them, no questions asked. But we already shipped up all those portables last week. Are they powering fucking stadium lights? You should be quiet. Don't talk like this. Keep it steady. We're bringing it up. What do you think's going on at the palace? All that smoke rising over the mountain. If there was a problem, they'd call down. But what about the radio? Nothing but static all night. Something's going on. Brother, I told you to be silent. Stop this talk. Hold on, it's jammed. Fuck, now what? Get over! Get down here! We have an intruder!
Whoa. Oh my god. Aiming is awful right now. Why are you aiming through the wall, Lara? What the fuck? Come on. Whoa, shit. So I think the game's a touch loud during combat. Let me see if I can turn the... Oh no, SFX and dialogue volume. I think I've already had this problem before. Turn the game down a hair, but it'll make the voice acting quieter. Fucking guys are in this room. Weapons are useless. Everything's fine. I came down just a hair here for the firefights. I don't think I can do anything with these yet, right? Let's see. I guess not.
Our coastal base has been attacked by unknown assailants. We suspect
I'm just
the
gonna
Americans...
close out after I've read it.
Here she comes! Shoot the barrel! I'm not going out there! What's going on?
Yeah, I really was able to take some punishment, damn. I think I have more salvage than I'll ever need.
Over there! She's on the second floor! Let's see if we can get around her! I got her!
Where did this guy sneak off? There he is. Fine. Oh shit, she killed them all. Oh shit. Yeah, you're good with like the exploding barrels and stuff. I think that's fun. Try to make each of the firefights feel pretty distinct from each other, right? I think just come off Alan Wake's American Nightmare,
You've gotten yourself into.
where there's like really no effort to make the different firefights feel distinct from each other. They're not like completely non-degenerate. It still is a lot of get behind cover and shoot, but it's like, oh, okay, there's like a little area there where someone like rappels down from the... I can talk. Repels down from above you. Can I do anything with this thing? I don't think they want me to do anything with that just yet.
Lara's totally right. Something seriously fucked up is going on here. It's a natural phenomenon that causes the weather to go apeshit. A military research base, some kind of sun queen, and a crazy cult. I mean, if I didn't know
Great.
that, I'd say...
Alright, let's get the rifle upgrade. Only get the headshot reticle for the pistol and the bow. Okay, I see. That was the main thing I wanted, but whatever, it's fine. May as well upgrade the pistol. Nothing else to spend my salvage on. Not making any noise.
This unstable ship. You two, go restack that cargo for transport after you finish with that.
It won't budge.
No! Ah! What is this? A little rat?
I'll show you what this little rat can do!
Ah! Ah!
Die, you son of a bitch!
Yeah, it sucks to be that guy. Rope ascender, I see. And I do like that a lot of the Metroidvania upgrades are like, they're basically all grounded, reasonable. Cool. Oh, it just disappeared.
Back here again.
Remember this from the opening FMV.
So much has happened.
I suppose on some level, I have Lara to thank for this job. She's always believed in me. The academics at college dismissed filmmaking as nonsense.
Dismissed filmmaking as
They saw me this
nonsense.
ditzy American troublemaker with the camera. But you know what? Most people can use a little trouble in their lives. And deep down, I know.
The conversational writing in this game leaves a little bit something to be desired.
Where's the rest of the crew? Down below. They went after a survivor. They found someone alive? Yeah. One of the ones sneaking aboard.
Anyone else over there? One of Lara's no good, very bad day.
Win track's blocked. If I could get up there somehow, I might be able to clear it.
I see. What a weird device. So I see how it goes around, okay. Can you reach the rope from two sides? Oh, I see. That makes more sense. Cute.
Lara, I'm sorry for dragging you into this mess. I don't know what I was thinking. Coming out here. Thought I could be the star of my own goddamn life. It worked out like that, huh?
Okay, got it.
Great.
Alex! Alex! Good. Got to get in there.
Working on it.
Alex! I'll have you out of there soon. All right. Now to clear the way. Oh, Alex. You got the tools.
Finally, I impressed you.
What? No.
Get you out of here.
God, God.
Oh, sorry, sorry.
Well, it looks like my dance career is over.
What are you doing? You'll kill us!
I'm not gonna make it out of here, Lara. Take the tools.
Not without you.
How often does a guy like me get to be a hero? Nowhere to run! The others are counting on us. Now.
Thanks, man. Appreciate your sacrifice. Don't really deserve that, Lara. This happens so often. It's really funny.
I can't let anyone else.
There's like a problem where it's like if you go to all this trouble to develop these systems to like have these crazy sequences where you're, you know, sliding down a hill or running away from an explosion, it's like we got to justify it happening more than like once or twice. Then it happens so often that it ceases to be believable, right? I guess it doesn't really matter, but there's a lot in this game that's like setting out to try to make it more serious and grounded. I feel like they could do a Tomb Raider game that's just like super campy, right? That's like Indiana Jones. It's cool they have all these on your way in, so you get excited about interacting them on your way back out. This game's level design's pretty good, I think. Being like kind of Metroidvania adjacent is a fun idea.
Old logbooks.
It would be cool if they went all the way with it and actually like tried to make it a game structured like a Metroidvania, where there's not like this linear story that you're playing through. There's just a big world and she's by herself.
Months of excavation has at last yielded new information concerning the weather patterns gripping this island.
Ancient ruins in the old base. Control over the storms. I need answers.
Yeah, I think wonder how much the need for there to be a linear story gets in the way of this game going from being pretty good to being like brilliant. Because it kind of means that the Metroidvania stuff has to exist as like occasionally you get free of the main story quest and you can explore around a little bit, and sometimes there's like one area you can go back to, right, that has like maybe one optional tomb or one optional pickup that you access by using some of your Metroidvania upgrades. But it's not really like fundamentally structured like a Metroidvania. This is probably going to be a quick optional upgrade, I assume. Right. And you always get all of the upgrades in a very specific predetermined order.
The date reads May J6, which is 1873. One side is worn down, as if it was rubbed repeatedly. Maybe this was a soldier's good luck coin.
That's cute. I would be super pumped if they tried to make the next Tomb Raider game like actually a Metroidvania. Like go all the way in on it. No other characters other than Lara. Exploring a big map. Different directions you can go in. Bunch of tombs. Put most of the upgrades behind tombs, I feel like, because they're really high quality. It's so strange that they're all optional in this.
Hard to read the date, but Japan made thousands of these in the mid-1800s.
I didn't think about it more, but I think I kind of chafe at games that like are wanting to dabble in a genre without going all the way. Like games that dabble in, I don't know, Diablo loot, or dabble in Metroidvania progression mechanics, or dabble in ImSim mechanics, right? I'd have to think if I've played a game where it dabbles in several of those and works really well, because the combination of, you know, lots of different attempts to dabble works well in concert. Like, I don't hate that Star Wars Souls-like game, but it just doesn't lean hard enough into it. It's just kind of like aesthetically similar to a Souls-like game, and then it has like difficulty settings, and they're not really well balanced. Just like go all the way and make it a Souls-like. Really not count as headshots? The fuck, guys. Well, the other guy went off the edge, I think. You just make that a cutscene. Probably for the best. Secret tomb nearby. Where's Alex?
Lara.
When we heard the explosion, we thought...
Alex. He was still on the ship.
Seems anyone caught with you has a pretty low survival rate.
Reyes,
Better keep your distance then.
let's just eat, okay? Those bastards went quiet, but it doesn't mean they're gonna stay that way. If I'm going to die in this place, I'm not gonna do it hungry. Save a man's stomach, save his soul.
Finally, a little positivity. Once Reyes finishes the boat, we'll be back to civilization in no time. And what a tale we'll have to tell.
A tale? I hope I never hear Himiko's name again.
We can take the boat out at high tide.
No, we can't.
Don't start that bullshit again, Lara.
Lara isn't the only one who thinks we're trapped, Reyes. Matthias may be insane, but he was certain about it. I saw it in his eyes.
He thinks resurrecting Himiko is the key to getting off this island.
God, it sounds crazy. But this whole place is crazy.
These storms aren't natural. We have to face that.
She's right. When that storm hit the Endurance, I felt it. Something dark, something alive. This place is cursed.
Where are you going?
True.
There are ruins beneath that old base in the cliffs. Something in there led them to believe they could control the storms. I've got to find out what they discovered.
Once we're ready to leave, we're leaving. Whether you're back or not.
I won't leave without you.
Start to climb up to the research base. Off we go. More bow parts.
If I'm going to get to the ritual chamber in that monastery, we need to fix that boat.
Competition bow.
The others take it inland rather than off this island, but I have to
Oh,
find
I
a
should have
way.
saved all of the salvage, shouldn't I? Whoops.
She wants to get back to her daughter, and she's in pain over Roth. We all are. I still don't know exactly why Matthias wanted Sam in the first place, but it doesn't matter. She's back with us now. She's safe.
God, the camera shake's driving me crazy. I wish I didn't see it. What's the plan here? I see. Seems safe. I wish I knew what that black icon that sometimes appears in the top left corner of the screen is supposed to be. Usually whenever I pick up loot. Good job, Lara. All right.
This island is more than I could have hoped for. Of course, these islanders are absolutely insane. Those poor people from the Endurance, so tragic, but...
Whitman. That's cool. Do you think I'd like to have a Tomb Raider game that has very little combat? Combat's not bad or anything, but I can feel like the stress whenever there's like a platforming section that we got to have a combat section coming up, right? Maybe if they're a little bit more willing to have like a really long section, like, you know, hours without combat.
We got orders from the man. No one goes in or out.
They kill anything that sets foot in there.
You've been listening to the OMS crew? Oh, God. Help!
Ow. A little messy. It's okay. You get so much from salvaging enemies. Make sure I always remember to do that. Oh, I remember this place. That's cool. A little bit of spiral level design. Or at least it's a similar area. Maybe it's not exactly the same.
Look at all those bodies. Keep it down. The Oni are here. Yeah. You want them to find us? Just shut up. Keep your eyes open for the girl.
Soon after we discovered the tomb, they came. The Oni. First, the lights went out. Then...
tomb must be in the lower levels.
A beautiful sound you discovered.
The elevator is jammed. That's where I need to go.
How do you want me to deal with the jammed elevator? I see.
I'm on the right track. Just need to figure out a way to drop the elevator with more force.
More force, you say? I think AAA games like this have like a relatively low enjoyment ceiling for me. It's not like I don't enjoy them. They're usually pretty good and you know, can have really high production value and cool set pieces and pretty graphics and the like, but like if you compare it to the like truly mind-blowing indie games, yeah, I'll try to think of how to put it a little bit better. I mean, I'll occasionally play a AAA game that like the enjoyment ceiling is unusually high. Usually it's going to be something where there is like a strong, you know, auteur vision behind it. Even calling it like enjoyment isn't probably the right word. There's probably another word for it.
3 more and that elevator will fall.
It's a pretty funny Northern Lion clip recently where he was talking about how like the average AAA game, the monetary value to him is like $2, but like the value of something like Slay the Spire is like $2,500, right? And not just talking about in like raw number of hours that you play it for, just like the way that the game keeps getting recontextualized for you as you play it over time. Whereas you play something like this, and I feel like a lot of them struggle to like reinvent themselves throughout the game. It helps with Tomb Raider, I guess, that you're getting a, you know, this Metroidvania upgrade system, so sometimes that recontextualizes what you're doing, but as soon as you start to see the Matrix, and you're like, okay, you know, every 15 minutes or so, there has to be a combat encounter, and the combat encounter is going to have, like,
Got to pry those other parts
at least 2 guys, and I'll be able to stealth one and maybe the other, depending on the order in which I shoot them. You start to, like, see the formula that's necessary to build a game like this at this kind of scale. It's certainly not an issue. I think that among those AAA games that have a lower ceiling, I would say Tomb Raider 2013 is pretty close to whatever that ceiling is, right? So given that, you know, there's a kind of artificial ceiling that it can't exceed, it's doing about as well as it possibly could. I couldn't really ask for more from it, to be honest. And get that through here.
Just need to loosen 3 more on that elevator.
Great work. Excellent. Yeah. How homogeneous they are in overt and subtle ways, right? Wow, that sent me pretty far back, actually. Wow. All the way back to the beginning of this segment. keep trying to distance myself from auteur theory, but the longer I do this, the more I'm becoming worried that, no, you kind of do need a singular vision. Maybe that doesn't literally need to be one person, right? And like no game, well, very few games are the product of literally one person. There are a couple indie games that are. I see that little hole there. Can I fit through there? No.
Got to pry those other parts loose.
A specific place where I can reach them, is that what we're suggesting here? I guess maybe the idea is that I can lower this repeatedly. Wow, that was really hard to see. Okay. Okay, I think I understand now.
Okay, just one more to go.
Where would that last one possibly go? Last one's back there. Just doesn't work on this level. That's kind of tricky, actually. A little bit trickier than I would have expected. I think this game's at its most interesting when it's doing stuff that's like one complexity layer higher than is typical for this kind of game.
I think that did the trick.
And it's probably not fair to characterize AAA games like this as like lacking passion. I think there is passion. That's not the right word. There are some big, risky ideas in here, I think. Like the whole idea of like, oh, it's, you know, Lara Croft when she was a amateur. But it's interesting how it sounds like in the sequels they aren't really able to, like, follow that up. Like, that's a cool, risky idea, but, like, do you have ideas for now that she's not an amateur? What's different, you know? Or do you have the movie sequel problem where she kind of has to keep going through the same arc over and over?
Were these gifts for the ancient rulers of Yamatai? Or was there some kind of battle here?
Describing it as a ceiling, though, I think is good because it suggests that, like, there's still room for the team making the game to do an exceptionally good job, given that that ceiling existed before they even started working on it, right? It lets you grade AAA games on a bit of a curve. It's like, well, obviously this is never going to be as interesting as, you know, a typical indie game. But once we accept that, how good of a job did they do?
All right, this is it.
I have to think about whether it's a AAA problem generally, or if it's more specific to AAA games that are part of, like, a known franchise, right? There's sort of, like, cultural audience expectations around what a Tomb Raider game ought to be, and so there's already, like, built-in limitations about what they can even attempt to do in the first place. Something spooky.
These figures. Warriors. They're in Himiko's tomb. They protected her. And is this you? Were you some kind of general? You committed seppuku. But why? It's beautiful. It's still sharp.
Oh, that's cool.
I have failed, my queen. The ritual was corrupted. The priestess knew only death could save her and took her own life. Now the first and last queen lives a half-life, a soul in a decaying body. Her rage became the storms and will not stop while her soul is tied to this earth. My storm guard are sworn to protect her. They must continue, but I cannot.
The soul is trapped in a decaying body. That's what's causing the storms.
Of course, it was so obvious.
To stop the storms, we need to destroy the body in the ritual chamber. How the hell am I going to convince the others?
She's in the old tomb.
Shit! I've got to get out of here.
Oh, explains why there's all this level design elsewhere in the room. interesting because you got like something like God of War 2018, right? Which I think is taking a really unusually substantial risk in saying, you know what, this game's not going to be like the old God of War games. It's going to be this kind of like almost meditative, you know, lone wolf and cub, father-son story where like Kratos is like a broken man. Like that's kind of cool, and it works for me. I think that like the level design in that game is fine. It's not particularly amazing compared to like this game, for instance, despite coming out 5 years later. So I'd say it's pretty close to whatever the ceiling is for a AAA game, but it's not like a FromSoft game, right? It doesn't feel like it's like this really kind of incredible, distinct thing from every other high production value action game in the industry. It's like the best I can say for something like God of War 2018 is like, oh, it's really good for a AAA game, right? It's really close to that ceiling. I'm good too with like Uncharted and Last of Us, right? Where it feels like they're like, okay, well, the way that we can like really elevate our medium is to make it more like film. And maybe that's the thing that ties all of these games together for me, that makes them feel samey in a way that's hard to articulate, is that they all have in common that they're trying to be a movie, right? And they're not really interested in blowing your mind with game design.
Damn it!
Ever.
No! I've got to get back there.
Yeah, Japanese AAA games still get weird. I would agree. A lack of permission to be weird is maybe a good way to put it.
Those outsiders hold up on the beach. Why aren't we going there? Father Matthias doesn't want to.
Excuse me.
Watch out! On the pier! Oh, shit! Fire! Fire!
Right.
Reyes, you're hurt. Here.
Thanks. Seriously, I thought that was it for me.
There's no sign of him.
What happened?
During the attack, Whitman took Sam and they disappeared.
He's taken her back to Matthias.
We should have listened. I should have listened.
So what's our next move?
The boat's fixed now. We should get help.
I bet they thought that too.
Look, you were right about Whitman,
You've
but...
seen the storms. They target any craft that comes near. There were scientists here during World War II, and they believed the storms were controlled by something in a ritual chamber near the monastery. Look, I don't have all the answers, but Sam being taken, I know it's linked. And if we try to leave here without understanding why, then we'll all die. Just like the pilots. Just like Roth.
Look. Whatever's happening here, Lara deserves a shot.
We can't go back to their stronghold. It'd be suicide.
They won't take her there. They'll take her to the ritual chamber. We can use this inlet to get closer. Look, I know you want to get home to your daughter. Believe me, I do. But the fight's not over yet. I'm not asking you to believe, Reyes. I'm asking you to trust.
Okay. Let's get this thing in the water.
So it's probably it's a combination of the limits of your aspirations being trying to make a playable movie, combined with, like you were saying, about a weirdness. Like, if you're kind of like not allowed to be weird at all, that puts a really heavy cap on how good or interesting your game can be. Body's been care about any of that. Dodge kill mastery. Shotgun expert do. You have to get the insta kill. Okay. Probably should have taken dodge kill mastery, but that's okay.
Something in this place. Something I haven't felt since I was a child. When my father would go insane with rage, I would hide with my brother, and he would tell me the tale of Pania of the... We can cast off any time. Get on the boat when you're ready.
Lara, what do you expect to find in there?
Do you really want to know?
No, but you should tell me anyway.
There's the soul of an ancient Sun Queen trapped in a dead body. Her rage is what's causing these storms. If we destroy the body, the storms will stop.
Right. And why does Matthias want Sam?
I don't know. And that's what's scaring me the most. Look, I know this is a crazy plan.
Yeah, it is. But right now, crazy is all we got. So let's do this.
All right. Let's go.
No. I'll need you and Reyes to guard the main entrance while I go in after Sam.
You're going in there alone?
More people means more danger of being spotted. I need you here taking out as many of those bastards as you can. It won't just be the Solari either. There'll be others. Samurai, the Queen's Storm Guard. Look, anything that's not me or Sam, shoot it.
My little bird. This isn't goodbye. I'm not gonna say goodbye.
Well, goodbye.
We got your back, Lara.
Goodbye.
at the monastery. They wait only to be introduced to their new queen, by the one who brought her back to us.
Of course. I've encountered these archaic tribes before. Let's get some awards, James.
How do you make him hateable?
What is he doing?
My name is Dr. James Whitman. I come to you in peace. I bring you your new queen.
Oh no.
Your queen. What is it, Japanese? Your Joe.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. That's very, like, Indiana Jones, right? It would be funny for, like, Tomb Raider to, like, lean into being, like, Indiana Jones. Like, it's like we do Indiana Jones inspires Tomb Raider, inspires Uncharted, inspires Tomb Raider, inspires Uncharted. And then the next Tomb Raider is just like Indiana Jones again. I feel like these games should be like stuffed to bursting with whimsy. You can do serious stuff and still have whimsy. Yeah. That's not something that the Souls games are missing, right? Like FromSoft as a AAA Japanese developer, in addition to being weird, are also there's a lot of whimsy in there, even if there are pretty serious dour games. It's I keep talking about gags, and maybe we're gonna find a better word than gag, but the haha, I see what you did there moment, right? And then Lara died. That's what happens when you jump in place, Lara, idiot.
Oh shit.
I guess I kind of guarded, I guess. Also sort of a general lack of, like, vulnerability. Like, we don't want to do anything that would potentially be embarrassing, right? There's a lot that I didn't like about Nier Automata. I wish the game had fewer systems and was just more of Yoko Taro being a fucking weirdo, right? But that's a good example of a AAA game that has whimsy and is also, like, extremely serious and has some really important things to say. There's a tangible cynicism about the arbitrary rules, about what's too goofy. Yeah. It's kind of hard to talk about because it feels like it's an absence of a thing rather than a presence of a bad thing, right? It's an absence of a good thing, and it's sometimes harder to detect the absence of something. It's like the video game equivalent of the... I know I cite this all the time, but what is it? X-Men 2, where they make the joke about, what were you expecting, yellow spandex, right? Kind of like beginning of combat or comic book movies being ashamed of being comic book movies. Or needing to like undercut everything with a joke or let the audience know, we know this is silly. It's like, yeah, guys, that's fine. You don't you don't have to look at the camera and say that happened. Like, it could just be weird. That's completely fine. I think gag probably is the right word for what I'm talking about, at least in game design. It's basically, it's saying we know what you as the audience think is going on, and we did something that directly contradicts that expectation that we know that you have. It's like an exercise in human empathy, right? It's why jokes are funny. You do some kind of setup where you know what the audience thinks you're about to say, and then you say something that's different than what you think they're about to say.
That general talked about a soul in a decaying body being...
Yakuza, Hitman, Resident Evil, they all have whimsy, right? Yeah, I could see that with Resident Evil. Like, I have problems with Resident Evil, but I wouldn't deny that they have that. Even, you know, like 5, 6, 7, and 8. They're good at the horror whimsy shit where they know that the audience is gonna be like, oh, fuck you, motherfucker. The baby level in Resident Evil 8, right?
No! Sam!
There's not enough, like, you gotta be kidding me moments, right? In a game like this, or like God of War 2018. I fucking love a you gotta be kidding me moment. It's my shit. The Scarlet Rot Lake in Elden Ring. Like, nope, it's not a joke. We're fucking serious. Yes, you really have to do that. And Hitman's a good example because that's not a Japanese game, and I would agree with you that that has whimsy. It has gags. I'm gonna die. Whoops. No. They don't want to engage the player on a meta level. They want writing and presentation that works outside the context of the game. Yeah. They don't want to do the I know what the audience thinks is going on here, and I'm happy to fuck with them a little bit, right? That's pretty cool. Open progress. Thanks, guys. I don't know if you know that you were helping me there. Ouch. Am I supposed to have, like, a grenade launcher? Alt fire on the rifle. Okay, thanks. I do remember that being a fun scene. Holy shit, she has a grenade launcher. Okay, right bumper on the assault rifle, got it. They're like, no, not a grenade. That's cool. Ouch. Let's see how far back that puts me here. It's gonna be when the pillar fell. Okay, it's not too bad actually. Ouch. That was the dodge button in a different game. Alan Wake. here once I get to the next bonfire. Hopefully as soon. Hooray! Thanks, wind. Oh, we're close to the end of the game. Hmm. Alright, I guess we'll just plan on there being one more 1 hour stream. Bilbo, if you're watching this on Twitch, I'll just hold on to this VOD then and then stitch the next segment onto this one so I don't have like a 20-minute VOD or whatever. I'll figure out some time. Maybe I can just schedule it. If we end another game early. Good call, though. Yeah, so future Marstead, you're close to the end. So just try to get this scheduled when you can. Alright, finishing up Tomb Raider. If you're watching on YouTube, a couple seconds have passed from your perspective. For me, it's a couple days. An awkward stopping point last time where we were like very close to finishing, but not where we could do it in like 10 minutes. Ooh, that camera shake. An actual mandatory tomb? Okay, that's cool. Yeah, no worries. I think I see what I'm doing here. Yeah. Enjoyed it and then forgot about it entirely. We were talking about that last week. The enjoyment ceiling for AAA games like this. Really?
That won't work. Must be another way through that wall.
You do it from above, I guess?
need to get up there somehow.
Yeah. So I need to like raise it and then be on top of it. Come on. You can go. There you go. I don't think I can like climb from here, right? Yeah.
This Chinese earthenware is thousands of years old. Could they have visited this island before the rise of Yamatai?
No real way to grab onto it from there. Does that mean that I can't lower this again? Let's see. Maybe it's just a matter of pulling it back and then riding on it from on top. I think I can't possibly do it because I dented it is the idea to keep me from thinking that it has something to do with this again. Okay. So we have, oh, that's what this is. Okay, didn't see that before. That's the problem. Really? Guess it could be lowered. Let's see. Probably want to bring it back down, right? Otherwise, why would they even let me drop it down on the floor there? Okay. I thought it was gonna like slam open the gate. That's what we want.
I can make this jump.
You sure can, Lara. I'm so proud of you. That was a cool puzzle.
The Sun Queens.
It's one where I kind of got penalized for seeing the final solution too early.
Chosen priestess enters the monastery, and she's given your power and becomes the new queen. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Many have given up their souls willingly for this gift.
Just catching on now, Lara.
Last queen lives a half-life, a soul in a decaying body.
Vessels. It's not transferring power. It's transferring a soul. All these queens, they're all you. Himiko. First and last.
Bruce Bolton.
And now you want
It's one of the
Sam.
fun Song of Ice and Fire theories that Bruce Bolton is like a
Well, you're not
1,000-year-old vampire who keeps transferring his life force into his heirs.
a vessel for the queen's soul. I've got to stop this madness.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like, it's not stupid or anything. It's just like, you can trust the audience a little bit more. We got it. It's okay. It's fine as a plot device for an Indiana Jones story. I think the writing's at its strongest when it's doing the like early emotional stuff with, you know, Lara being freaked out and having to kill somebody. And it's pretty good with like the lore text for a lot of the stuff you find in the tombs. Point of no return. Okay. Unable to fast travel after this camp. Thanks for being so upfront about that. Yeah, I didn't realize you didn't know that yet, Lara. The interpersonal dialogue's pretty bad, though.
I've seen similar artifacts on the banned giant site in Thailand. How did this get all the way to Yamatai?
I'd love them to try to do, I said this earlier, if they did like an actual Metroidvania, like really structured like a Metroidvania with backtracking and everything, and Lara's almost entirely by herself, or entirely by herself, would be great. 2D or 3D? It doesn't even need to be 3D. It's in the voting system right now. Exclamation point game sub 10. You want to vote for it?
Everything I've done, I did to survive. How many lives have you taken to do the same? There are no heroes here. Only survivors.
Himiko's dangerous, Matthias. She's angry, she's vengeful, and she has real power.
A mere mortal for a queen? A good trade for our freedom, I'd say.
Matthias doesn't really work for me as a villain. Dr. Whitman's better. We'll see once we get to the rest of the trilogy. I think I'd already mentioned that I was surprised that the second game is like too afraid to just say that it's Catholicism. So it's like this weird, non-specific Christian-like religion, but it's not Christianity. Yeah. Right, yeah. Him being ineffectual works for his character too. I guess you have, like, the main villain from, Last Crusade, right? He works pretty well. Maester Pycelle, speaking of Game of Thrones. Same actor. Where do you want me to go, game? Idea here that like the wind is gonna blow at a certain time, and that's when I want to try to time it to be in front of that thing. Maybe the wind is already strong enough to blow it where I need it to. Okay. No, maybe not. Basically, yes, okay. somewhere that I'm missing? That's pretty cool. Lara's ongoing, no good, very bad day, though.
Lara, watch out! Those bastards are heading your way. We did everything we could to slow them down.
Thanks, Reyes. Get to the boat. If I'm not back...
We're not leaving without you. We'll be waiting.
Now, there's something near the very end of this game that I praised. I think maybe even in the first episode when I started playing and described how blind I am for this. I watched my wife play most of it. Since praising it, I became aware of a kind of evergreen social media post about Surf Dracula. Where the joke is that, like, you know, you put out a TV show in the 90s called Surf Dracula. You know, if you wanted to make a remake of it today, you'd have, like, you know, 10 one-hour episodes, and he gets the surfboard in the final episode. But if you watch the show in the 90s, motherfucker would be surfing in every episode, right? Like, the ending of this game is extremely Surf Dracula. I think it's kind of cool, but it's Surf Dracula. Yeah, the stakes are different because you're just trying to escape the island. I think it mostly works as an origin story. I think that unfortunately, she goes from, like, rookie who's never killed someone to battle-hardened Nathan Drake hyper-murderer a little fast, but I don't know how else you design the game if you're not able to, like, ideally this game has, like, almost no combat, right? Like, you make her having to deal with a little bit of combat, like, the whole concept. And then the next game is the one that's, like, the next one is, like, you know, aliens to this one's Alien. But that's part of the problem I'm talking about with, like, the enjoyment ceiling for AAA games like that is you just can't do that. Some amount of exciting gunplay combat is essentially mandatory. Yeah, because they've designed this Lara around telling her origin story, we have to keep telling her origin story, right? We can't do something, like, crazy and new. That would have been cool, though, if you imagine, like, a trilogy of games where, like, the first one is almost no combat, the second one is very combat heavy, and then the third one is, like, the Lara Croft that we know and love. 50% of both. But this one's already 50% of both, and it even makes all the tombs optional, right? I can't think of too many AAA game series like this where they're permitted to make individual entries feel like crazy different from each other in the way that Aliens feels like a totally different movie from Alien, or Terminator 2 feels like a totally different movie from Terminator 1. Well, good try. You guys are really devoted to the Sun Queen, aren't you? Do they have armor or something? I feel like they go down much faster than this usually. Who will pay for that? Yeah, I have some more faith in Remedy. Sure how different Control is from Alan Wake. Fill up the mortal coil. Well, let's see where it puts the checkpoint here. I feel like these enemies are artificially tankier to make this section a little bit longer, which is unfortunate. I think I've generally been happy with how tanky the enemies are compared to something like Uncharted. That guy went down much faster. Hey, thanks. Look at that timed debris removal there. How do I trigger the grenade? Arrows? So one way to deal with those guys, I guess. Exciting. I do this, Arthur, 1 second. It'll spend all of your SP instead of doing it one vote at a time. Probably wise never have to have you deal with the Oni directly. Till the very end here. Yeah, I unlocked the grenade arrows. I don't know where they are though. I don't have any more. Okay, shit. Oh, I see. I gotta shoot him in the back and then do QTs. Ouch. You say that, Rorok, like it's gonna change user behavior. Yeah, no worries. Basically, there's two ways to vote. You can either vote based on the cost, right? So, like, Hollow Knight costs 30 SP per vote. So if you just voted once, it would cost you 30. And if you wanted to vote 10 times, it would cost you 300. Or you can just pick a specific amount of SP to assign to the game. The second one is a newer feature that I was only able to add in the last couple of years, but most people are used to voting the old way. So you can technically do it both ways. Which is confusing for new people. I could make it so it only uses the second one, I guess. Just... Ouch. You coming up on the Surf Dracula scene? Surf Dragon, she's using two pistols at the same time! Like she does immediately in Tomb Raider 1. That's the only thing I really remembered about this game from watching Andrea play it. I thought that was kind of cool. Dracula finally got the surfboard. Yeah, lucky for us. It's fine. They could do that as a cool story beat that, like, Sam has, like, half the mind of the ancient Japanese Storm Queen in her mind or something, right? Japanese Storm Queen in her Instagram bio, yeah. I did like the final boss Tomb Raider
Lara.
puzzle.
She's
The
got
final
Sam.
fight's kind of underwhelming, but it's okay.
She did it.
I think she's going to be okay.
What happened up there?
It's over. We can go.
Boss fights don't work in the genre, I know, right? There's actually a ton of games where boss fights don't work. I think you can have like a boss encounter, right?
I've been so blind, so naive. For years, I resented my father, doubted him like the rest. But he was right about so much. I just wish I could tell him that now. There are so many mysteries that I once dismissed as mere stories, but the line between our myths and truth is fragile and blurry.
I do think this game does a better job of pivoting supernatural than Uncharted does. Yeah.
Making me waffles before her ballet class.
Need anything?
Temba, his arms open.
Don't rightly know what happened to you on that island. Judging from those wounds and that look in your eyes, I'm guessing I don't
Shut
want
up, man. Shut up. Go away.
Anyway, we'll be home soon.
Laying it on a little thick there, game. She literally has scars. Yeah, man. That's the game.
I'm not going home.
I'm a Tomb Raider now. A survivor is born. So I feel like the whole point is that she's not a survivor. Like, she played this game just as a survivor, right? And now she's not just trying to survive in the follow-up games. This game's good, let's be clear. Like, it's fun to dunk on it a little bit. But when it came out, this was a really great direction to take Tomb Raider. Like, knowing where Tomb Raider was immediately before this, right? It's better than Uncharted. Now, I also kind of have playing it late privilege with Uncharted. I played Uncharted, was it like 6 or 7 years ago now? Quite a bit after it originally released, and I was pretty unimpressed with it. Like, it didn't really work for me. The combat was incredibly frustrating. It definitely felt like it's, oh, you know, to make games art, we have to make them like movies. And it's a fine movie, I guess, but there was just nothing about it that particularly blew my mind from a gameplay perspective. You know, it ended up popularizing a lot of stuff that I ended up not liking so much from AAA games after the fact. And so my kind of negativity toward Uncharted, when I came on and played Tomb Raider, or watched Andrea play Tomb Raider originally and then played it here on stream for the first time, I was like, wow, this is at least way better than that, even though it's like clearly inspired by it. The combat feels a lot tighter. The idea of it having like mild Metroidvania elements is a really cool one that I wish they leaned into a little bit harder. The story's fine. You know, it's nothing incredible. The core gameplay feels pretty good, pretty snappy, but like I was saying in this episode, that like it feels like there's kind of a ceiling that they can't go above with this kind of game. You can't do anything that's like really challenging the status quo, that's really making it a totally new kind of game. You're just doing a kind of game that's been done particularly well, and it was done pretty well, I think. But I don't think anybody played, you know, Tomb Raider 2013 and was like, holy shit, I'm like super inspired to make something that's just like this. I think if you grade it on a curve, it gets an A for sure. Like, if you're saying, given that they're limited in what they can do and that it's, you know, kind of trying to do something fresh with Tomb Raider, it's not like buggy. Like, it works just fine, and it's much more exciting moment-to-moment gameplay. I think it's honestly at its strongest at the optional Tomb content, and it's wild that they made that shit optional, because the game is Tomb Raider. Like, make that the core loop, right? I think that the first half is definitely better than the back half. Like, you know, when she's still freaking out and you're having to like hunt for food. That's a cool sequence, even though they don't really keep it up after that. Yeah, the fact that this got so close to the ceiling is a big part of the problem that the sequels faced. So I've only seen... I watched Andrea play like half of the second game, and then I haven't seen the third game at all. But the second game, I just remember being struck by like, wow, they're really not doing anything different, are they? It's Tomb Raider, but again, it's like an extended DLC level for the first game. And so like I can't hold that against anyone on the team. I don't think there's any individual person on the team who made this game who's like bad or something. Like they did what they could given what their restrictions were. But yeah, the second one needed to definitely break through the ceiling in some way. I'm curious to what extent they like had no idea how well this was going to do, so they couldn't plan for it being a trilogy, right? So they had to make this as kind of a standalone experience, and if they're going to make it a standalone experience, they can't plan to make the second game more combat focused and have this one be more like survival focused. There's parts of this game where it's like survival horror adjacent, which I think is part when it's at its strongest. That's a cool idea to like, why don't we have the first game be survival horror and the second game be action, right? And the third game be like a puzzle platformer or something. But it all kind of has that problem of it's sort of trending toward the mean, right? It's a really good example of the average of this sort of, you know, AAA action game. But it from first principles can't be more than that, unfortunately, you know? Yeah, games can't and shouldn't count on sequels, volatile industry, and long dev times. And part of that is that this game has to be as safe as possible. I think it's pretty safe, right? I'm trying to think of stuff in here that really feels like it takes a major risk. Hey, thanks, Zizlu. I appreciate that. How have you been? But it's one of those, like, I can't fault the workers for being safe. Like, that's... the game's not going to get released if you're not, you know? So at least try to do a really good job in those constraints. And I think they do about the best job they possibly could within those constraints, right? You're super awesome. Thanks. Appreciate that. Bumper, shoulder, and roll and lose your abilities in Rise of the Tomb Raider, right? I think the next correct direction is to just go all in on the Metroidvania ideas. This is one of like maybe 10 or so AAA games that the devs are clearly inspired by this very defined genre, but can't go the whole way of making the game like that, and so they only can borrow a couple ideas from it. Control is like that with the both the Metroidvania upgrades, the Souls-like bonfire system, the way Souls work on death, and the like weird Diablo-style loot that basically doesn't matter, right? It's like, I wish you could have gone further with any one of those. That would have been sick. Ooh, is this the horse demo coming out soon? I hope the medical stuff improved. Sorry to hear that. Is that the Mongolian horse messenger game? That game sounds sick as hell. I'm really excited to check that one out. Yeah, I think that if you can only do 50% of an idea, or, you know, 70% of an idea, I'd rather you not. I'd rather you just not do it at all. It's not bad in this one. Like, I think the Metroidvania stuff does strictly just enhance the game. It's not like a waste of time like the Diablo loot in Control is, right? Ah, gotcha. Yeah, let me know as soon as I think it would be appropriate for like an hour, or we could do 4 hours too if it's robust enough. Yeah, Godspeed with the surgery. I think the interesting issue with AAA games like this is that, unlike with movies, it doesn't feel like they have the ability to suffocate the space, right? The indie games are in a golden age that's been going on for like 20 fucking years, right? Like pretty much since Xbox Live Arcade, indie games have been popping off this whole time. And while I would like, you know, like us to have a more mature awards infrastructure that was able to talk more maturely about really just amazing, important games in the indie space that nobody's heard of that do really weird fucking things. We don't really have the space to do that in the games industry, and that's the way AAA is suffocating the art form a little bit. It's not nearly as bad as like the film problem, right? Where like it's so difficult to make a indie film. The only time to do a partially baked idea is if it really, really synergizes with other partially baked ideas. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, we've got a subscriber throwing on Slay the Spire 2 early access just for a couple hours to check it out, but then I don't want to play it past that. I do want to wait for it to come out all the way. I guess I see something like this game's Metroidvania upgrades, which are really cool, and I love how grounded they are. And it's like, yeah, you got like a lighter. And so the lighter means that now you can shoot fire arrows, and the fire arrows mean that now you can open this certain kind of door. Like, oh, that's kind of a fun idea. Like, make a Metroidvania where all the upgrades are just like really trivial real-world objects, right? But then the game just isn't structured to really support that. It's just like, well, occasionally when you're off the main path, you can go back to like a central hub area and find like 3 collectibles, right? It's not structured so that you're constantly backtracking through those zones. Actually, one of my problems with Metroid Prime 4, which in my opinion is the worst Metroid game, it's even worse than Other M because of how mid it is. At least Other M has the courtesy to be like actively bad in an interesting way. Metroid Prime 4 is like this game, right? Worse in a lot of respects. I think this game is a better Metroidvania than Metroid Prime 4 is. But it's kind of the same idea. It's like you're just going to go from area to area in a pretty much, you know, linear fashion, and you'll get a new ability in that area that recontextualizes the dungeon that you're in, sort of, almost like a Zelda game. There's at least no green crystal desert. Yeah. Whew. Code Veronica, survival horror-vania. You know, I played Code Veronica on stream. I didn't conceptualize it that way. That's a really interesting take. It is kind of a big map that you're constantly backtracking through, though, isn't it? Yeah, Tomb Raider 2013, as good as it possibly could have been, given what it is. We will continue with the rest of the trilogy for a Bivouac subblock in the future.